Hi. My wardrobe is a mess. I want it to be easier to make outfits. I'm gonna clean it. That's the intro. I've got Haze with me instead of Great Lord because I think this horse can actually wear everything. Great Lord definitely cannot. This is what we're working with. Plus then all of my tabs that are not exactly the neatest. You can see where I've been too lazy to put things back because there's just massive gaps in the middle of lines. We're gonna start with clothes. I think they'll both be difficult for me to organize, but clothes will be easier. While I do this, I've got submissions from a question box I had open several months ago. It was going to be a training time. And then I recorded footage and never edited it. And I think a lot of my answers have changed since then. So I'm going to go through all the questions and answer them. I'm gonna do shirts first, and I'm gonna sort out which ones I actually want and which ones I don't. I feel like that's the best way to go about it. What music do I listen to, and have I ever been to a Dream concert? My music taste is very, very broad. When I say that, I mean it. My current favourite artist is Erin the Count for my favourite singer, Ghost for my favourite band, and Ian Audi for my favourite musician overall, which when you listen to the three of them, they're very, very different styles of music. I have been to, let me count, 6 concerts in the past year and a bit. My first ever one was Ghost, which I went to opening night for the Skeletor, and it was one of my favourite nights I've ever had. I found it really, really fun to look at people's outfits and go, oh, they're this character, oh, they're that character. And I saw a lot of sparkly jackets. I love sparkly jackets, guys. The next one I went to was Ian Audi in the Royal Albert Hall, which was absolutely amazing. I really love him. And just seeing all the musicians who were playing with him. The violinists, not only were they moving the bows in sync, they were also swaying in sync. And it was also really, really fun to hear some of my most favourite pieces of all time played live. It was honestly quite surreal. And then in December, I went to see Erin the Count, and then 2 months later, I went to see Miko. Both on the smaller end in terms of audience sizes. I absolutely loved seeing Erin the Count. I think the Laloon tour was one of my favourite ones that I've been to. Tied with Ian Audi, probably. I was lucky enough to get soundcheck from the ballot. She has 2 of my bracelets because I gave her one then, and then a friend gave another one to her for me. Earlier this year, I went to see Florence and the Machine and Paris Paloma, which both of their sets were amazing. I loved them. I'm not a massive Florence fan. I went because I wanted to see Paris Paloma. Whoops. And neither of them disappointed. I found a lot of new Florence songs that I liked as well, which was really nice. A couple months ago, I went to see Erin the Count again in Bristol for the Pareidolia shows, which were also really, really, really good. I love Erin the Count, and a lot of my friends know that. I don't really shut up about her very much. Later this year, I'm going to see Ian Audi again in the O2 Arena in London, which I'm really, really excited for. because it's Ayanaudi. I really like Ayanaudi. There is another question related to music, and that is, what is my favourite music artist and song? I've already answered who my favourite music artists are, but my favourite songs, I have many. It is sort of impossible for me to pick just one because of how frequently I go, oh, I really love this song. Oh wait, I really like this song. I think this one I prefer. So I'm just going to list off every single one that I really, really like. There's quite a lot of Tate McRae songs from, oh, I forget the name of the album, but the one that's got a blue cover on the deluxe version. I like a lot of songs from there. Bad Things by Caitlin Russo, My Moon, My Man by Feist. Don't know how you pronounce that. For released Aaron LeCount songs, I love 808 Him and I Believe, as well as I'm Digital, I'm Divine into Marble Arch, because they are two songs with an amazing transition between them. I also really like Don't You See Me Trying and American Dream and Godspeed, the extended version. In terms of her unreleased songs, I love Faith Don't Fail Me Now. It is my favourite song by her of all time. And Dog Eat Dog World, I also really like. My favourite Ghost songs would have to be Monstrance Clock, especially live. Peacefield is a really big one for me, hence the name of this horse. This is Peacefield. Marks of the Evil One I also really enjoy, as well as Umbra. Respite on the Spital Fields, the live version specifically, is another one of my favourites by them. And then in terms of Ayanaudi, which are my favourite ones, big favourite ones, there is Experience, which most people will have definitely heard before, because it's his most famous piece. There's Pathos, which is from the Summer Portraits, which sounds quite similar to Experience, but different. And I really like Pathos. I'm currently learning to play it on the piano. Then there is Eros and the Tower, both from the album Nightbook. My most favourite piece of all time is Nightbook 2. Specifically Nightbook 2, not just normal Nightbook. There is one recording of it that I've been able to find, and that is the live version on the 2012 Royal Albert Hall live album. It's sort of like an alternate arrangement of normal Nightbook, but it is just far superior in my opinion. The next question is, what are some of my hobbies outside of Star Stable? I really enjoy crocheting. It's something I picked up in December and I just have not stopped. I've kept going. I currently have a half-finished free-handed cat, teeny tiny cat. If I can figure out how, I will put a picture up on the screen. I'm also making a butterfly jumper, which I will not attach an image of because I don't want to get it out to take a picture of right now. I don't know why I keep these dresses because I don't wear dresses in this game. I don't think this would be classed as a hobby, but I really, really like Formula 1. I watch every single race and every single qualifying session. I only got into it a year ago, but it is like very quickly taken over my entire life. I am a Kimi Antonelli fan. I don't actually think there's anything that I want here. I generally also just enjoy playing games. Red Dead, obviously. I wouldn't own a Red Dead themed team if I didn't enjoy playing it. There's Animal Crossing New Horizons. I really enjoy playing that. I also have phases where I really enjoy playing Genshin and Roblox, but those phases aren't very long lasting. They're like a week and then I don't play for months. I really should have a wish list of clothes. Because anytime I get to max shillings, I never know what to buy. Okay, I'm just gonna get these. The next question is, what is the key to owning a successful team? Which I don't know if I'm qualified to answer this, but I've been asked it anyway. I owned the Ministry, which was around for about a year and a half. I now own the Unshaken, which I'm really enjoying owning. I think it's definitely a nicer environment. My tips are, don't focus on your member count. I actually much preferred the earlier days of the Ministry, looking back on it. I had a lot more fun with like that kind of grindy bit. You kind of want to be harsh, not in a sense of, oh, I'm going to be absolutely horrible to my members and really, really mean and stuff, but you do have to double down on your rules and not let people break them. It's when people start to slip under the radar, break those rules, that kind of thing, that's when things stop working out. I'm a lot stricter with the Unshaken than I was with the Ministry, and so far it has been working out for me. I've been enjoying it a lot more. Another thing, which is another thing that's been said 10 million times by now, is you want to be unique with your club or team and pick a theme that you really, really enjoy. If you don't, you will inevitably lose your love for owning the club, the team, whatever. The Ministry, our theme was Ghost, like the band, which if you haven't skipped ahead, you'll know that I really, really like Ghost. They are one of my favourite bands. And so I found that because I really enjoyed what my team was themed around, I enjoyed owning. It made it fun for me because it was something that I really liked and I could talk about for hours, and I still can. For the Unshaken, our theme is Red Dead Redemption 2, which, again, it's a theme that I really enjoy. I find it fun. The next question is, what is a skill or something cool that I can do that not many other people can? When I say this, I'm not a prodigy or insanely good. I'm not going to falsely big up my own skills. But I'd like to think that I'm quite good at playing the piano. I've been playing for about 12 years now, I think, which is a long time. My family piano is, I want to say, about 80 years old, 80. I don't know why I've got so many black, like, thin leg trousers. Because I don't wear them. I think the noodle legs look really funny. The next question is, what got me into playing Star Stable and when did I start? I started playing Star Stable in May of 2020. I'd seen a bunch of ads for it and eventually I just decided to play it. I was 10 years old at the time. And then it was my birthday in June and my family got me Lifetime, which was a good idea because if not, I would have paid a lot more than what we paid then to be able to still play this game 6 years down the line. My account has just turned 6 years old. The last question that I've got is what is my favourite English word to say at the moment and why. Two of my favourite words I can think of are spoon. I like spoons. I like saying it. It feels like a really nice word to say. It feels nice in my mouth. Spoon. It feels round. And then the other one is defenestrate. I just find it really, really funny that we have a word for throwing someone out of a window. So having cleared all of that out, I think I'm going to end this video here. Hello, this is actually editing Evren doing the outro as a voiceover because the original was really, really cringy and bad. Thank you for watching. If you've liked this, please subscribe, leave a comment. I really like reading them, and all of my links to my Discord server and my Instagram where you can add submissions for videos like this are in my YouTube bio because it won't let me add them to the description. Goodbye!